We're gonna go ahead and use our ultimate. We get the stun, we're gonna throw out the 2. We missed the taunt, but we're getting good damage. We're gonna land some basic attacks. And we're able to clean up the Zonkui. My suggested change on the ultimate was reduce the damage a little bit and then take about 10% of the range off. Bit of a team fight going on in mid. We're going to go ahead and rotate over. We could use our 3 to get there quicker, or we could use our 3 just to play it super safe. We get the taunt onto the Fenrir. We're able to clean up the... Oh, Nuwa got the final hit on the Fenrir. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we're going to be playing Danzaburou on the PTS. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, this is the last game that I have recorded on the PTS. They nerfed Danzaburou, but they didn't really nerf him that much. We'll get into that in just a moment, so let's go ahead and jump into his abilities. Danzaburou's 1, Fool's Gold, is receiving a nerf, but I'll go over the nerf after I read the original ability. Danzaburou rolls out 3 money bags that pass through and damage enemy minions but stop on enemy gods, slowing as they travel. Gods hit are damaged and intoxicated, dropping a gold coin that Danzaburou or his ally god can pick up that provides Danzaburou 10 gold. When a money bag stops moving, it is revealed to be an explosive which detonates after a short delay. Subsequent hits of the money bag or explosions deal 20% of the damage. The intoxicate duration is going to be 0.6 seconds at level 1, 1.4 seconds at level 5, and the first nerf that they're doing is that the 20% damage from consecutive hits of the money bags or explosions is going to be reduced to 15% when it was 20%. And they're also decreasing the base damage. It was on a scale of 70 to 290. Now it's going to be on a scale of 70 to 270. So minus 20 at rank 5 and minus 5 after rank 1 per level. Danzaburou's 2, Alluring Spirits. Danzaburou takes a swig of the sake bottle, gaining health, or hurling it in front of him, dealing damage to enemies in the inner circle. The bottle of sake applies stacks to an enemy god in the area, slowing them. Upon reaching 3 stacks, it taunts them towards the sake bottle. This taunt has no diminishing returns. Enemies that take more than 30% of their max health are going to be broken out of the taunt early. The taunt duration is going to be 1 second. The slow per stack is 10% for 1.5 seconds, and it can stack up to 3 times. At level 1, it's going to take 2 hits to break, and at level 5, it's going to take 4 hits to break. Danzaburou's 3, Tanuki Trickery. Danzaburou creates a field where he moves faster, is slow immune, and takes less damage from basic attacks. Enemies in the field are slowed by 20%. If Danzaburou leaves the field, it disappears, turning him into a leaf among other decoys that mimic his ability. In this state, his movement speed is increased. He is still slow immune and can pass through enemies. After a short delay from transforming, any hit from an enemy god, or if Danzaburou himself attacks, he will revert back. At level 1, he's going to gain 10% movement speed. At level 5, he's going to gain 20% movement speed. The leaf movement speed is going to be 20% at level 1, 40% at level 5. He's going to take 20% reduced basic attack damage in the field. The field duration is 5 seconds, and the leaf duration is 4 seconds. Danzaburou's ultimate, Uproarious Rocket. Danzaburou summons a magical leaf which transforms into a large bamboo rocket. While preparing, Danzaburou can aim the rocket within 180 degrees to lock onto an enemy god, or he can refire this ability again to become the rocket. Once fired, the rocket will pass through and damage enemy minions, stopping at the first enemy god hit, damaging them and stunning them while dealing 50% of the damage in a larger area. The stun duration is going to be 1 second at level 1 and 1.4 seconds at level 5. And finally, Danzaburou's passive, Dubious Savings. This ability is receiving a nerf as well. Every time Danzaburou actively gains gold, he stores 10% into one of his money pouches instead. When a pouch is completely filled, Danzaburou gains bonus gold and a permanent physical power increase before switching to a larger money pouch. He originally was gaining 10 physical power per money pouch. That's being nerfed down to 6. The first money pouch is 80 gold, the second money pouch is 140, the third is 200, and the fourth is 300. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1 we want to put a point into our 1, level 2 put a point into our 2, level 3 put a point into our 3, level 4 put another point into our 1, then we want to put a point into our ultimate, max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 1, max out our 2, max out our 3. We left Fountain with the Manikin Scepter, the tier 1 of Transcendence, health potion, and a mana potion. The Manikin Scepter is going to provide us 10 basic attack damage, 15 physical protections, and 3 damage reduction. It has a passive that enemies hit by your basic attacks are burned, taking 20 physical damage over 2 seconds, and have their attack speed reduced by 7%. Jungle monsters take 2.5 times the burn damage. This effect can stack up to 4 times. It can be upgraded at level 20. So even with all of these nerfs, I think Danzaburou is still going to be very strong. They didn't really touch his ultimate, and they didn't really touch his taunt. We are going against a Zhonghui carry, so that is very interesting. I feel like people are testing things out on the PTS. We're going to go ahead and rotate to the Harpy. Looks like Jeb is rotating to the fight. We're going to rotate to the fight. We do have our ultimate. We want to get close enough to where we can ult in. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We get the 50% explosion damage. We're going to go ahead and use our 1. And we're able to clean up the Merlin. That's probably all we're going to get for our rotation. So we're going to go ahead and rotate back to dual lane. Danzaburou hits really hard, so we thought let's build some Transcendence and really increase our physical power. We're about 50 gold short of being able to upgrade Transcendence. With Danzaburou, I really like bouncing my money bags off of the wall, so I'll take either the left or the right money bag and shoot that down the middle or in the line of the minions and have the other two bounce off the wall. What this will do is it'll allow the money bags to end at the archers and one to end at the melee minions. That way there's an explosion on the archers and there's an explosion on the melee minions. We're going to go ahead and back because we have enough money for Transcendence. Transcendence is going to provide us 35 physical power, 300 mana, and 10 MP5. It has a passive that you permanently gain 15 mana per stack, and you can receive up to 50 stacks. 3% of your mana is going to be converted into physical power. Also, whenever this item is fully evolved, you're going to gain 10% cooldown reduction.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We're going to go ahead and just clear this wave now that we're stacking. We want to get the final hit on the minions because it's going to provide us a stack and it's also going to give us additional gold. If we get an assist on a minion, we don't get nearly as much gold as if we get the final hit on a minion. We're going to go ahead and rotate to our purple buff.
Your middle tower is under attack.
My suggested changes for Danzaburou was reduce the power on his one, which they did. They needed to work on his taunt in my opinion. I think his taunt is really strong. I think it should take 4 hits. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We get the stun, we're going to throw out the 2. We missed the taunt, but we're getting good damage. We're going to land some basic attacks. And we're able to clean up the Zhonghui. My suggested change on the ultimate was reduce the damage a little bit and then take about 10% of the range off.
On my way.
Bit of a team fight going on in mid. We're going to go ahead and rotate over. We could use our 3 to get there quicker, or we could use our 3 just to play it super safe. We get the taunt onto the Fenrir. We're able to clean up the... Oh, Nuwa got the final hit on the Fenrir. We're going to go ahead and use our 3 to get back to lane a little bit quicker. So if you were wondering, is Danzaburou still strong after these nerfs? My answer is yes, he's still very strong.
Ultimate is down. As long as you are not scared.
Jeb shows himself a little bit early. It would have been nice if he waited till Zonkui stepped up a little bit more.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We get the taunt onto the Zong. Fenrir is rotating in. We're going to activate our 3. Oh, he got lucky right there. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We get the stun onto 1. And unfortunately, we go down. We were trying to ult out of there, but they walked right in front of it. We're going to go ahead and pick up the attack speed boots. As a hunter, I feel like the attack speed boots late game make a huge difference. If you get the power boots, you might do a little bit more damage early on. But whenever you get to that mid or late game, you'll be able to get more basic attacks off with the attack speed boots, thus making them a little bit better.
Your right tower is under attack.
Enemies in the left jungle.
On my way.
An ally has been slain. They can't handle us.
Bit of a team fight going on in left. Looks like it's now Loki versus Merlin with Mercury rotating in. Looks like Merlin's out. We're going to try to help this new out.
Laying low.
We just melted that Mercury. We're going to go ahead, hit the Lesser Scorpion, steal this farm from the enemy. It's also going to provide us a small heal. We're going to go ahead and hit our purple buff. The purple buff is going to slightly increase our attack speed, and it's also going to reduce the protections of enemies that stand too close to us.
Enemies in the left jungle.
Almost got Transcendence fully stacked. Right now we have over 1,000 mana. 3% of that is being converted, so we're getting at least 30 power from the conversion on Transcendence. We get the taunt, we're going to activate our 3. We go ahead and use our ultimate, just launch it at him. Step up to him, hit him with the 1, and we're able to clean up the Zonkui.
We will have our revenge. Double kill.
They are all around us.
We might be able to cut off this Merlin and Fenrir. We hit the Fenrir with our 1, that's going to intoxicate him. We're going to throw out our 2, he's able to use his 3 to get out of there.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Loki's able to clean up the Fenrir, and that Merlin's probably out, so we're just going to go ahead and rotate back to our lane. We don't want to miss too much gold and XP from the minions.
Your right tower is under attack.
I'm going to go throw out our 2, get the taunt, land some basic attacks onto the Zonkui. He definitely seems a little bit tankier. Oh, we are just chunking him with the Manikin Scepter. We get targeted by tower because of the burn damage. We have our ultimate coming up, so if he steps too far out of tower, we should be able to ult him and just clean him up.
They can't handle us.
Thanks.
We're going to go ahead and clean up our purple buff. Right now, our team's down about 1,000 gold. We're down 4 kills.
For laying low.
We are absolutely dominating our lane right now. Oh no, Merlin got a triple kill. That's never a good sign.
Your middle
They're killing us out here.
Your middle tower has been destroyed. Your right tower is under attack.
We're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to be picking up Aussie. Aussie is going to provide us 20 physical power, 20% lifesteal, 25% attack speed, and 15 flat penetration. It has a passive that if you drop below 35% health, you gain an additional 30% lifesteal for 5 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 15 seconds. So the way the 15 flat penetration is going to work is if we take a look at our physical protections, we have 69, so let's go ahead and just round up to 70 and assume that Zhong Kui has 70 physical protections. With the 15 flat penetration, we're going to be dealing damage to the Zhong Kui as if he only had 55 physical protections, so we're going to be dealing more damage. Zhong Kui kind of chunked us right there, but now we have Aussie, so we're not too worried about it. We got to activate our 3, throw out our 2, he uses his ultimate. We're going to fight into him, even though he's kind of chunking us. We're going to use our Aegis. We're able to avoid a majority of that damage. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. He uses his beads, one more basic, but the minions are able to clean him up.
On my way.
Enemy team is able to get the Pyromancer, so they're going for objectives pretty early on. Usually means they have a decent shot caller.
Your team is destroyed.
We will have our revenge.
Your team has left enemy tower.
We're able to get the tower in left. That's going to provide a little bit of gold to everybody on our team. Right now we're running our lane. I feel like we've also made some decent rotations. Looks like we're losing every other lane though. Merlin's right behind us. We're going to go ahead and hit the oracles. Right now we are the highest level in the lobby. We're doing a good job farming. Our team keeps throwing up the surrender vote. We're saying no. We're having a fantastic game over in our lane. If our team could just wait a little bit longer, we'd be able to rotate over and make a difference in mid.
On my way. Ultimate is ready.
Because they threw up the surrender, we feel like we need to rotate over. I'm going to go ahead and use our ultimate to ult in. We get a little bit of explosion damage onto the Fenrir.
2 kills means 2 rewards.
Oh, that Mercury was just able to wiggle out of there. Taking a decent amount of damage, they pop a shell. They're all very weak right there. Zhong Kui's rotating over. We throw out our 2, he pops a sprint. I'm going to activate our 3. Kind of fight into this. We're going to throw out our 2 in case he chases us. He'll get taunted. Go ahead, rotate back to our lane. Start with the purple buff and just keep on farming. Mercury passed us some level.
Attack.
We should rotate back mid. They're pretty far pushed up in our lane. We do have our ultimate now.
So much for laying low.
We're gonna go ahead and use our ultimate, go right past the Fenrir.
So much for laying low.
We're gonna use our beads. Activate our 3. Fight into this. Fall back a little bit. We did take a lot of damage right there. We're gonna go ahead and lifesteal off this wave and then try to get back in the fight.
An enemy has
Loki's able to get the pick onto the Fenrir.
Your left tower is under attack.
We're gonna go ahead and steal the enemy speed buff since we're here. King Arthur's here. We haven't really fought with him yet, but we don't have a great itemization to fight into King Arthur. We need either the Executioner or Qin Sias to really be able to fight into King Arthur. Speaking of, we're gonna go ahead and back, and we're gonna pick up the Qin Sias.
Your left tower
Qin Sias is going to provide us 40 physical power and 20% attack speed. It has a passive that on basic attacks we're going to deal 3% of the target's maximum health. If the target had over 2,000 health, this bonus damage is going to scale up to a maximum of 5% at 2,750 health.
We will have our revenge.
This was one of the first games I played on PTS, so I was kind of relying on Qin Sias without really putting much thought into the Executioner.
Can't handle
I
us.
feel like after having played a bunch of games on PTS, we would want to go into the Executioner and then Qin Sias.
Ally has been slain.
Our team is just getting destroyed in mid. Hit this purple buff and then rotate to this team fight.
ready.
Attack!
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit this greatest scorpion. Didn't look like there was a great way for us to initiate in that fight. Getting some basics onto this King Arthur. We're kind of chunking him. Minions absorb some of the hits. We're going to throw out our 2 onto the Zhong Kui. Throw out our 1. He gets taunted. We're able to clean up the Zhong Kui. We're going to land some basics onto this Fenrir.
So much for laying low.
Jeb's able to get the pick.
Been slain.
No. Group up.
I think we're still in this game.
Attack
Be right back.
fire giant.
I feel like somebody's having a miserable time, so they keep throwing out the surrender. I'm going to go ahead and work on the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer is going to give everyone who leaves our fountain a movement speed increase of 40% for 15 seconds. So you secure the Pyromancer, everybody gets a little bit of gold, and then everybody should be able to leave pretty quickly. We went ahead and upgraded our Manikin Scepter. We upgraded it to the Manikin Hidden Blade. It's going to provide 75 basic attack damage, 30 physical protections, and 15 damage reduction. It's passive. If you have not taken or dealt damage in the last 5 seconds and hit an enemy god, jungle monster, or jungle boss, they immediately take 15% of their current health as physical damage and are slowed by 20% for 5 seconds. We wanted to try out this item. I'm not completely sold on it. We throw out our 2. We get the taunt. We hit Mercury with our 1. We're going to throw out our 2. Kind of an awkward fight for us, but we found a good place to just sit back and deal damage.
Ally has been slain.
King Arthur's now on us. We're going to throw out our 2. Fall back, activate our 3, turn into a leaf, and then go on a run. We do have our Aegis. 4 people pushing us. We try to use our rocket to get away, and unfortunately we cannot.
Tower is under attack.
Looks like it was Nuwa not having fun. She's just sitting in Fountain. Got a little bit of movement now. So after going into Qin Sias and the Manikin Hidden Blade, we're going to be going into the Executioner. The Executioner did receive a buff recently. It went from 3 stacks to 4 stacks on its passive. The Executioner is going to provide us 35 physical power, 25% attack speed. Basic attacks against an enemy are going to reduce the target's physical protections by 7%.
Oh, teammate down.
Can stack up to 4 times.
Okay.
Excellent game.
We say no. I think we're still in this game, even though we're down 13 kills. And our team says yes, which is super unfortunate, but I feel like we had a good game as Danzaburou. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. This was my last PTS video, so more Season 8 coming out whenever Season 8 comes out. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.